Yo, what you know, it's your boy One Hero back today with 3 things that I like about Wuthering Waves. Let's fly. First off, right off the bat, it's gonna have to be that combat. The parrying, the dodging, and the team swap combos are some of the highlights of the combat when it comes to the gameplay mechanics of Wuthering Waves. Parrying, being able to stop an enemy mid-combat and tell them, you need to back it on back, Jack. Hit him with a back smack, whether it's with the sword, whatever you can afford, doesn't matter. As long as you get up there and hit him with that big time blaster, it's one of my favorite things in the game. I love a good game that has a good parry mechanic system built into it because it just kind of adds into that extra layer of combat. In the previous Gacha game of Genshin Impact, it wasn't there. The dodging was there, but dodging here feels a little bit different because it almost has like an after image or like a really cool effect that happens when you hit the dodge perfectly. And if it's not, and I'm picturing it in my mind, allow me to have my time, okay? Don't come trying to steal my shine. That ain't gonna work. We don't want to hear none of that. But yeah, dodging feels great. Again, going into the parrying, and then you can follow up both of those dodge and parry into another attack to stun the enemy. And then if you really want to get into the meat and potatoes of it all, team swap combos are some of the best things ever because you can set it up with your support, your sub DPS, and then drive it home with your main DPS because you always want to build your team around your main DPS and have 2 solid characters that can support to do the damage and kind of nail it home when you get that chance to deliver the final blow to the bosses. Number 2 is going to have to be the story. Now, I get that it's a slow burn, but we have always learned that good things come to those who wait. And let's just say I feel like this one's going to be great, mainly because of the fact that it's taking time to give the lore time for the world to build, to give it a living, breathing feel. Instead of it just being this background thing that's kind of like just there, you're actually getting more involved with the characters on side companion missions along with the main story that is slowly cooking. Not like The Rock cooking, but you know what I mean. Like, you get the point. I slowly have been able to get into the story. It's very easy to follow. It's very easy to find the story and where to go because a lot of gacha games will have you lost in the sauce and you're like, where do I go, boss? And they're like, you're lost. We don't like that. I like the fact that I can follow each point to go to the story and allow me to actually delve into it. And also I've been learning about each and every character along the way. And I like the fact that they have the companion mission stories where you can now learn a bit more about the character and see their personalities versus just, ooh, flashy, look at them, they're so cool, I want that character, I want that character. Whereas you can now actually connect with some of these characters because somebody may look good and then they may end up being bad. And you know, one man's trash is another man's treasure. What's good for the goose is good for the gander. And number 3, it feels like it's something that everybody can pick up and play for their first time wanting to play a gacha game. There's a little bit of a stain on the gacha community because of how much money you have to spend or the pay to win aspect for certain games. I know that it is in this game. I don't know how optional it will be, but right off the bat starting up, it feels like they give you a chance to get into the game and at least get some good characters to get you rolling. Maybe that is the ploy to get you to spend money later on. Again, you should always approach these games responsibly and not really spend money and play the game and play how you want with free to play. But if you decide you want to support Wuthering Waves and Kuro games, you're more than welcome to do so by spending that money, but you got to do it responsibly. You didn't hear that from me. Don't come back to me saying, man, I went to gamble. That ain't my fault you couldn't handle. We're going to keep it on before I end up rambling. First timers, starters, all of that stuff, they give you weapon banners. They give you a lot of different access routes to get into the game and to kind of get some of the cool stuff without feeling like you have to spend the money. And I think that personally is dope. In conclusion, I've been having a lot of fun with Wuthering Waves, from the story to the gameplay to the graphics and to the characters and the story. And I look forward to getting more into the game as it's being my first time like on the ground playing a gacha from the top up, and just hoping that it doesn't get too much into the gacha, but enough to where it balances out to where I can still enjoy the story and everything else that really is involved in the game, because I'm a huge fan of anime games. I'm a bigger fan of great combat and good characters and good story. So far so good when it comes to Wuthering Waves. But if there's anything that you would want to change, anything you would want to see differently, or anything that you like, drop it in the comments and let me know. Until next time, fly easy, heroes, and be great. Be you. Peace.